Welcome back to the Dividend Stacker Investing channel. Today I want to discuss Planet 13's Q1 earnings results. So they beat revenue by 8% or 25 million. They got an EPS of negative 3% and it beat by 1 cent. So last quarter was a month and a half ago. So it's kind of weird how they reported earnings, the next quarter's result, in like a month later. One thing I want to talk about though is it's pretty evident that we're going into a recession. And it's pretty evident that the cannabis sector is like the least loved sector in the stock market. Everyone's hiding in the value stocks. Everyone's hiding in the oil stocks. No one's even looking at the cannabis space. And with that, a lot of the weak players in the cannabis space will fall, and the good cannabis plays, the great companies, will survive through the recession and thrive coming out of the recession. So they had to say that March and April is when tourism picks up and all the COVID tailwinds are behind them, because January and February tourism was down in Las Vegas. The macro is slowing and there's more competition coming to Las Vegas, but they are still maintaining 10% of their market share. They made 22 million from Las Vegas Superstore alone, and their wholesale business in Las Vegas grew 26%. So tourism was down 18% in January. So if tourism is down in Las Vegas, there won't be many people coming to Planet 13, but they're still making money. Cannabis sales were down 7% in Nevada, but their wholesale business is still booming. They said that the Las Vegas tourism season is starting to get busy, so they're going to see more tourists, so more money coming to their hands in Las Vegas. Their California sales were down, but they're still focusing on expanding their popular brands in Las Vegas to California. They are impacted by a weaker consumer because last year interest rates were lower, inflation was lower, and people had stimulus checks. This year the consumer is weaker, inflation's going crazy, interest rates are going up, and there's no free money anymore. The macro is always messing up everything in the stock market lately. Gross margins are down to 50%. From last year they were 54%, but their guidance remains for 50% margins for the long term. They cut their sales and marketing expenses in half, from 1.8 million to 600K. They have positive cash flow and no debt, and 62 million in cash on hand this quarter. They said they have enough cash on hand to build out their Florida operations, and they are working with the regulators in Nevada to make their restaurant in the Las Vegas Superstore into a cannabis lounge. So have people smoking weed inside the restaurant and ordering more food and just spending a lot of money. Approval has been granted to expand their cultivation facility to grow more of their medicine flower, which will improve their margins. The Illinois cannabis license is still up in the air because the courts take a long time, so they're still waiting on that. And they're talking about making a cannabis nightclub at the Planet 13 Superstore in Las Vegas. That's going to be pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure there's not any cannabis superstores in Las Vegas, or cannabis nightclubs in Las Vegas. And one of the things I'm really bullish on is that lounge. Once they get the lounge where people are smoking weed inside the restaurant and buying more of their products, I think that's going to be great for their business. Because when I drive by, there's always people smoking weed on the sidewalk, because I don't think they're allowed to smoke on the property. So once they're smoking inside, they're going to be there all day, spending money. Overall, I'm bullish on Planet 13, even if they only grew revenue by 8%. The macro is slowing and they're still making money. Yeah, they're still taking a hit, and California still needs to catch up. But this is a long-term play, and I think if you stay in Planet 13 for the long term, you'll be greatly rewarded. Well, thanks for watching and catching up with the Planet 13 results of Q1. Leave a comment on what you thought on the results, or what you think about the stock price being about $1. Make sure to like the video, and I'll catch you next time on the Dividend Stacker Investing channel.